All right, today we were starting to talk about how to fill out your judging card properly. And if you would maximize that screen for me, please. Right
What?
here.
I did. Oh, I thought I did.
Thank you. Okay, so this is your scorecard that they used to use. Today we actually use a Scantron form. Um, but however, in here in class, whenever we do judging in class, I can't afford to actually give everybody a Scantron in class, but we can use the old cards that they used to use. And the very first thing that I want you to learn how to do is under step one, I want you to know your contestant numbers. And that is step one. Step one will go right here. And our contestant number, does anybody know our contestant number for our high school? Yes, ma'am.
0057.
0057. And what do we put for our state?
NM.
NM, that's right. NM 0057. Now, what would I put if I was the first person on the first team? Yes, ma'am.
01.
01. Thank you. And if I was the second person on the first team?
02.
02, and so on, all the way up till we get to what number?
4.
04. Thank you. What if I'm on the second team? Valerie, what would you put here if I was on the second team?
I don't know.
You don't remember? Yes, ma'am?
You do NN 105701.
Maybe NM 1057, and then if I was the third man, that'd be 03. And that's the way you can tell what team number you're on and what position you are on that team. The next step that we're going to cover, step 2, is the contestant name. And it's very important that you put your name on your cards because here in class, I'd have to give you a 0. I wouldn't be able to tell whose number is whose. Even though you have this information up there, what if you have the same number as somebody else? So make sure you write your name in here. I'm going to put Mr. Montes. You would put your full name. So it'd be like C.R. Cox, or Seth Mora, or John Ramos, or in my case, it'd be Chase Montes. Okay? Placing score. We do not do anything here with placing score. Placing score is for the judges. They actually come and grade your card, and they put your placing score there for how you did in the class. Step 3 is right here. It says judging contest. Here lately we've been talking about livestock in here. So what we would put in there is livestock. There are up to about 5 different contests that take and have classes in them. I want to say there's meats, there's wool, there's horticultural produce. Can anybody name the other one? Yes, ma'am. Well, we don't use a card like this for land and home site judging, but we could use it for
Horse.
horse. Thank you. And in order to keep them all the same, we need to make sure we identify our cards. But make sure you put down what contest you're in. The next one, step 4, is class number and name. Why is it important to put your class number down? Anybody? So you don't lose your place, right? So if you're on, do you always start on class 1?
No.
No, you can start on class 8, class 5, class 3, and it depends. So always make sure you label what class you're on. So like we're going to start with class 1 today, market steers. Is our example.
Oh, we write what class we start on?
You'd write what class you start on. So like if I was on class 1, and these are the old way we used to do it, if I started on that class, it'd be the first top one that I started on. So it's the bottom, that's it. And you can keep them in order, you can go through and mark them all, class 1, class 2, class 3, all the way down. But for today's sake, we're going to call our class that we're on market steers. And step 5 is how you place or how you write your placing. Now your first place animal, whenever we look at livestock, we always look at 4 animals, and we place them first to last. And they're always left to right, and they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. But for today's example, we're going to use 3, 2, 4, 1 as our placing. We like the third animal best, and we place them first. We like the first animal last, we place them last, and so on. So this is important that we put this the right way, because if you don't mark this card on this side the right way, it's written in right here for you. So you know you've got two chances on this card to make sure it's represented. Step 6 is probably the most important step out there. You need to make sure you mark your card in the right place. So what you would do is you would come up here and you'd find 3241, 3241, and you'd put an X on it like that. So this is the old way we used to judge livestock. And even when I was judging livestock back in the day, this is how we would do it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to erase everything, and y'all can tell me how to fill it back out. And then I'm going to have someone come up here and do an example. So let me get this erased. Well, it won't pick up the right stuff. It's not. All right, there we go. So now we're ready to go. So I want you to walk me through, and we'll use green this time. Tell me step 1. What is step 1? Yes, ma'am. You put our contesting number, and our contesting number we said was? NM 0057. Good job. And we're going to use number 1 today, so we put 01 here for our contestant number on our team. All right. How about number 2? Who can tell me what number 2? What we put on number 2 there? Come on, Sarah. On contestant name, on step 2, not the first one. What do we put right here on contestant name? Your name. You put your name. So my name would be Chase Montes. All right. So, all right. Step 3. What are we going to do on step 3? What have we been talking about? What contest are we judging?
Livestock.
Livestock. Very good. Okay. And then step 4, why is step 4 important?
So you remember which place you started at?
So which place we started at, and what was our example today? Does anybody remember?
Class 1, market steers.
Class 1, market steers. Class 1 market steers. And we said that, why is it important to write down your placing? Right, in case you do the wrong bubble on step 6. So, we used, what was our number we used? Does anybody remember?
3241.
3241. Thank you. Now, step 6, we said was probably the most important, and how do we mark it?
Put an X.
We mark it with an X, and we come down here and we find our number, correct?
Yeah.
And we mark it 3241, and we mark it with an X. Just like that. Any questions? All right, this time, let me erase this board, and I'll take a volunteer to fill this out, and you need to make sure you talk your way through filling out this card. All right. Volunteers? All right, go ahead, Seth.
All right, so this is the judging card. Start with step 1, which is the contest number, and what we would put in the state of New Mexico is NM 0057. The contestant number, which would tell our placing in the groups, in this case was 01. And step 2 would be the contestant name, which was your name, obviously. You know what to put
The best you can.
Okay. So that's step 2. Step 3 is the judging contest, and the example we use livestock. So use livestock. Okay. Step 4 is the class name, and we use F1 market. Alright? That's used to not confuse the contestant on what class they live in. Step 5 is writing the placing down, which is the way you place the animals that you are judging. So use 3,
2.
2, 4, 1. And so it doesn't confuse you over here, which is step 6. The confirmation of your placement. So we use 3, 2, 4, 1 again. You get an X in that box.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. Okay, so at this time is when I'd hand out your activity, and you would actually get to fill this out on your own, and we'd look at some judging classes. So thank you very much for participating in my demonstration.
Oh, what am I doing?
Discard.